This one has a story behind it. It's called Lost Cat Found. But don't go thinking about anything what that means yet. Hold on. I got a phone call from my buddy. I stepped out of the restaurant, tried to be polite and take the phone call. And as I stepped out, right there on the Muni shelter, there's a sign that says, Lost Cat Found. But there was no information on how you were supposed to find your cat from that person. That's all it said. And I looked at it and I said, we need to have a poem for that. So this is called Lost Cat Found.
Yeah.
He was a real gone cat, man. He always siphoned his gas and he only drove at night. But he had a style all his own. He grew cherry tomatoes and he blew glass 23/6. His favorite food was Belgium endive. He always walked sideways through doorways and he actually liked and often played Pong. He insisted on making all his own juices. He wore only hemp. Hemp socks, hemp boxers, rope necklaces, and hemp hats. He almost always was willing to run interference and had a special knack for causing socially awkward situations. He always made phone calls, but he never accepted them. And sometimes he would walk all over Laurel Heights, top to bottom, hop a taxi to SFO, and then fly to John Wayne, rent a car, and drive it till he abandoned it in Laurel Canyon. Started walking. Walking, simply leaving behind all his ginger root and Italian parsley, all his Ginsberg and his Brodigan, all his longboards and his hemp hoodies and his frisbees, all his cool with class CDRs, and that iPod that he never bought. And he would walk clear back to Laurel Heights, and nobody knew where he'd been, least of all him. I tell you though, he was a great guy, just a little different than most. Once he got religion, he was a lost cat found. Thank you. Okay, did everybody get a look at the poster for tonight back at the merchandise table? There's a lot of wonderful stuff back there, but that poster that Geraldine is holding up, is that you, G? Yeah, Geraldine's holding that up back there. It's a dragonfly. It's made by Ryan Kerrigan. He's a tremendous artist. His name needs to be said into a microphone tonight. That's an incredible piece. And I saw that on there, so I want to dedicate this poem to him for putting a dragonfly on the poster. Who doesn't like a dragonfly? This is called Infinite Change, Dragonfly Change. No effort necessarily pays off chronologically. Page turning incessantly, rippling, change, dragonfly, change. Place, ritual, destination, time, life. Place, ritual, destination, time, life. Did you question the cadence of my statement like my statement's cadence was a question? Because sometimes the work and pain comes first. And sometimes it's reward and pleasure first. Rippling, change, dragonfly, change, time, destination, ritual, place, life, time, destination, ritual, place, life.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. I always like to say these are all original words. They're in this order. They're not words I made up. I just put them, you know, in these numbers. Okay.
Say that again.
This is called When Giza Speaks. You can't videotape the apocalypse or attempt to skate the Acropolis in any sense of verdant truancy or declining sensitivity for the flowing electricity. Inside the arms, holding the camera's obscured lens up to the trending topics of the topical moment on top of us. And when Giza speaks, Greenwich Mean Time listens. The revolution, she'll be coming around the pyramid when she comes, wearing the clothes of the people, and why wonder if the looming urgency is worth the currency you convert it into? The whole thing fits inside your front pocket. Or, if strobe lights make it hard to fake a comparable offshoot, you can videotape a mirror ball, reflecting humanity in a few sentences of gibberish, counting cultural references and certain pertainings to downtown drains and surroundings, all worked up into blathers, lathers, and too connected to. Step away from the device, please. Step away from the device. Your network has been shut down. Step away from the device. Step away from the device, please. That when I read poetry sometimes, or not me, but anybody just reads some poetry or something, it's hard to get it when it's just straight up just reading. It seems like class. But when a musician's going with it, he says, I can get it, I can understand it when the music's playing. It's easy to listen to. So we're going to bring John up here for one. We're going to do a jazz poem. He's going to blow his horn. This one's called Walking with Pleasure. It's your standard dream sequence. Jack Kerouac, the Dalai Lama, and me, all walking in time on Rue de Richelieu in Paris. The Dalai Lama turns towards Jack and says, "Ich bin ein Parisian?" And Jack replies, "In the glass is the ocean of all." And I point out, the floating bicycle needs no kickstand. But underneath it all, the Dalai Lama, the 14th one, is scatsing. And I say, go, man, go! Meanwhile, Jack slips away into a cafe, intent in this time, spirit, space. Time, spirit, space. To knock back a few cognacs with his Buddhism. The Dalai Lama demurs, so I join Jack, and when will I ever get this chance again? I don't even like cognac. But I'm with the true savior of American literature and the spiritual leader in exile from Tibet. So Jack makes a toast and says, "The butterfly is the wall." I make a toast and say, "Love is a gunning engine with no gas pedal." The Dalai Lama loses our playfulness and delivers an old Tibetan saying. Pain is what you measure pleasure by. 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 Is what you measure pleasure by. Pain is what you measure pleasure by. Yeah. John Harrington, let's keep it up. Yeah. Man, I'll tell him to go in and go. He knows what I'm talking about. But my name is Sam Flot, and stick around for the Jam Family Band. These guys are gonna tear it up. Tear it up. You guys ready? Woo! All right, bring it on.